Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel, Art Classes My Way. I am starting a new little series thing going on here. Let me know what you all think. I'm going to be starting to try to do some different reviews to help people out with maybe what to buy, beginner, the differences between different products and so on. And today we are going over Reeves watercolors. Now, I've seen a lot of people, they don't particularly care for Reeves. I've seen where, and mostly when they say that they don't care for the Reeves watercolors, it tends to be aimed towards the tubes. Now, tubes versus cakes, that's a whole different video. So, we're not going to get into that. Needless to say, I don't think that there's too terribly much difference between the two. So, as you can see, this is my cake tin. He's pretty beaten to smithereens. I've had this guy for many years, and these are some examples of some watercolors I've done with him. These are 10-minute paints. We're just sitting outside in the yard, spend 10 minutes, move on to the next one. So that's what these two are, to kind of give you an idea. And this guy here is a video that you can also see, which is why I'm not going to show you a painting done specifically using these guys, is because this guy is an available video that you can go and check out. Actually, he was last week's video, and you can see how I use the paints there. In addition, Reeves is really what I use for a great deal of my paintings. Sometimes I have to go and get my black from someplace else because this guy is completely empty. I like using the black, obviously. And then my burnt umber here, poor guy, he's almost gone. You can see my yellow is pretty used up as well, along with the ultramarine blue. I do enjoy my Reeves, and I do enjoy my cakes. As you can see, the tin is pretty filled with mixing stuff. And overall, I am very happy, especially with the Reeves tin. Like I said, this guy has taken such a beating over the years, being thrown in my backpack, going out and painting in the field, open air painting and such. I do have a little bit of tape that when I am done using him, I just put that over, and protects him more than enough just to keep it on there so that way it doesn't get lost. And cakes are refillable. Now this guy is just a $10 tin. He has all the colors I need. I can mix any color I want with just this tin alone. So you don't have to get into the really super fancy stuff. And he's a great beginner set for just about anybody. And I will give you a little bit of history about Reeves. It was a British company, and they specifically were very well known for their cakes. That's how their company got started. It was what they were really innovative in. Not saying that they invented the watercolor cake, but that is what they were best known for, was cakes. And they also ended up branching off into tempura cakes and so on and so on. They were eventually bought by Winsor-newton. So when you think of Winsor-newton, they do also own this brand. They manufacture this paint. I'm not saying it's the exact same quality, but I do believe that there is a amount of, for a brand like Winsor-newton, they have certain standards, and they wouldn't just go around and buy any old, pardon my language, crap company just to get a hold of their stuff. Maybe to put them out of business, but why keep the brand around for so long? This brand's been around for quite a while. Definitely before World War II, because when that was roughly the time period where they were able to expand and get a great big building, and then when World War II happened, their building got bombed. God bless the people who died that day. Terrible thing that happened. But this is a brand that is owned and manufactured by Winsor-newton. It is a wonderful thing, especially these tins. I can't say anything about the tubes. I am in love with the tins. I've been working these guys. I hate watercolors. I hated watercolors with a passion. You cannot make me play with watercolors because I always had, before your Now it's a brand that starts with a P. Little kids get it. Comes in the oval shapes. Maybe I shouldn't badmouth that brand, but many of you are probably very, very much aware of what I may be talking about. Praying, that's it, praying. Those kind of paints were my introduction to watercolors. And because of that, those cheap paints, kid paints, I hated watercolor to no end, and I did not even want to think about using it until my high school teacher handed me this tin, and straight A student plus, I actually had more than 100% in my art classes. He handed me this tin, and in order to keep from losing points, which I could have completely failed that and still gotten an A plus in that class with 100%, but I'm hard-headed. So to keep from losing points, I used it, and I fell in love with watercolor because of this brand. And it's a little greyhound, in case any of you were wondering. I thought it was a whippet with that super duper long tail and everything, but oh well, all the spots. So I do highly recommend the Reeves. It may not be the artist quality, you know, hullabaloo, top hat, monocle wearing kind of paints, but it is easily available for a lot of people. You can get it off of Dick Blick's, the tins, for nice and cheap. I do like that. Hobby Lobby used to sell it as the tin, but whenever I go into my Hobby Lobby store, I don't see it. So I'm not saying that they necessarily carry it, but there's a possibility. Apparently also Joann Fabrics carries them. My Joann's does not. Michael's carries the Reeves brand in abundance, but they don't have the tin, or at least in my store, they do not. It's a good thing. This is the one I have from high school, and high school was 16 years ago. So as you can see, I still got quite a bit of paint available in here, and I'll tell you what I do about the missing ones in another video. Pretty much, I have been collecting Winsor-newton slowly over time. Believe me, right by now I got a humongous collection, and I just take them, I squirt the entire tube, or at least fill in my cake area with that. I let it dry overnight. Now I have this awesome little travel ready case, and I don't have to worry about finding tubes and so on. And this is turning into a completely different video. Back on track. But I do enjoy these a great deal. Maybe your Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabrics could possibly have them. I have also seen where apparently Walmart carries these guys as well. Again, I cannot speak for the tubes of paint themselves, but as far as this tin goes and their cakes, which Reeves, again, was very well known for at the time, I highly recommend them, especially for the beginner starting out. Maybe not for small children. I do not know if these guys are toxic. Whenever I bought these, and I bought a bunch of them at one time, they just come in a plastic sleeve, and there was a thing on the side that said price, and I just bought like 8 of them. So I have probably more Reeves than I'm ever going to need, and probably ever want. So that is my review on this. You can see the quality of work that I have here. If you ever go to my website, Naughty Dog Studios on Facebook, also KenyaFerrand.com. Trust me, spelling my last name's a pain in the butt. Everybody likes to call me Ferrari, and wouldn't I love to be a part of that family? Yeah, I could have no problems. Wouldn't be the starving artist. But you can also see a great deal of my works. Just about all of my works from 2017, which is now, back, are all done probably with this tin, this very same tin. Again, 2 10-minute paintings and one almost an hour. It was more like 49 minutes by the time I got done with the video, but then I edited it and chopped it down just a tiny bit. 48 hours, and this again was last week's video. If you want to learn how to paint iridescent mallard feathers, there we are, and in the future videos that I plan to do with other watercolors, I also plan to at least do a painting for you in the review, or have it several paintings ready, maybe even just one available to you guys, so that way you can see. And well, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope this helps you out as far as finding a nice, cheap alternative, but yet better than your average watercolors. I do enjoy this brand a great deal. Obviously, I can't sing its praises enough. It converted me into a watercolor artist when I despised the medium. And of course, I don't exactly paint like a normal watercolor artist either. I tried very hard with those two, and then I just could put more and more color on it. I love vivid colors, and that is definitely one thing Reeves has in spades. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Everybody have a wonderful day out there. Have fun watercoloring, and thanks for coming and hanging out. Bye! I kind of forgot to mention, I am not in any way being sponsored by Reeves. Again, this is the tin I had back in high school. Obviously, they did not give me this. My art teacher did. So I'm not sponsored by Reeves. Reeves has not asked me to do this. I'm doing this of my own volition and free will, as swear to God, hand to God. Yeah, there's no shenanigans going on here. I just really like this brand. Okay, bye.